Before us came giants. Creatures that ruled the earth for over 170 million years until the sky itself betrayed them. But what truly ended their reign? And more importantly, are we next? From ancient cataclysms to modern crises, this is not just a story about dinosaurs. It's a warning etched in stone, ash, and the bones beneath our feet. 1. The rise and fall of the dinosaurs, Earth's greatest reign. Before the first human ever walked the earth, before the first mammal even twitched in the underbrush, there was a time when giants ruled the world. For over 174 million years, dinosaurs were the dominant life forms on this planet. Their story is one of unimaginable transformation, from small, feathered creatures skittering across the volcanic soils of Pangaea to thunderous titans like Argentinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus rex, whose very footsteps could shake the ground. The Earth they inherited looked nothing like ours. Around 230 million years ago, all the landmasses were fused into a single, massive supercontinent, Pangaea. The climate was harsh, the vegetation sparse, and the skies thick with volcanic ash. Yet it was in these hostile conditions that the first true dinosaurs emerged, creatures like Eoraptor, barely the size of a dog, but destined to spark an evolutionary explosion that would shape the world for millions of years. As the continents slowly drifted apart and climates changed, so too did the dinosaurs. Through the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods, they diversified into an extraordinary array of forms. Long-necked sauropods grazed treetop canopies, while swift-footed ornithomimids dashed across open plains. Apex predators like Allosaurus and T. rex developed crushing bites, keen senses, and terrifying intelligence. Some dinosaurs even evolved feathers and wings, becoming the ancestors of the birds we see today. But dominance does not guarantee eternity. Despite surviving climate shifts, volcanic winters, and even the breakup of continents, the age of dinosaurs ended not with a whimper but with a roar from the sky. 66 million years ago, an asteroid roughly 10 to 15 kilometers wide collided with Earth near the Yucatan Peninsula. The impact unleashed energy a billion times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb. In seconds, forests ignited, oceans roared, and the sky turned black. What followed was chaos. Acid rain fell from a poisoned sky. Ash clouds blocked sunlight for years. Global temperatures plummeted, and the food chain collapsed. 75% of all life vanished, including every non-avian dinosaur. Only the small, the burrowers, and the lucky survived, among them, the early mammals that would one day give rise to us. The fall of the dinosaurs was not just an ending, it was a rebirth. Their extinction paved the way for a new chapter in Earth's story. And in the dust of their bones, beneath the shadow of their legacy, humans now walk the same Earth once ruled by giants. 2. The sixth extinction, how humans are repeating history. When the asteroid struck Earth 66 million years ago, it brought with it a silence that followed roars, stampedes, and the final cries of creatures that had ruled for millions of years. The fifth mass extinction was sudden, merciless, and entirely natural. But what if the next one isn't? Today, the Earth is trembling again. Not from an asteroid. Not from supervolcanoes or cosmic radiation. But from chainsaws in ancient forests, from oil slicks spreading across coral reefs, from smoke rising from burning tundras, and from plastic choking the lungs of ocean life. This time, the cause isn't a rock from space. It's us. Scientists call it the sixth mass extinction, a slow-motion catastrophe unfolding before our eyes. And unlike the cataclysms of the past, this one is being driven by a single species, Homo sapiens. In just a few centuries, humans have altered the climate, reshaped entire landscapes, drained rivers, poisoned the air, and cleared millions of acres of biodiversity-rich habitats. The result? A dramatic collapse of species across the planet. We are now losing species at a rate 100 to 1,000 times faster than the natural background extinction rate. From the rainforests of the Amazon to the coral gardens of the Pacific, from mountain wolves to amphibians hidden in mossy streams, over 1 million species are at risk of extinction in the coming decades. Not because they failed to adapt, but because we changed the rules too fast for them to survive. Entire ecosystems are unraveling. Bees and pollinators vanish, threatening food crops. Fish stocks collapse. Forests that once anchored carbon now burn and release it. Glaciers melt. Ocean temperatures rise. And still, the hum of chainsaws, the buzz of engines, the hum of industrial machines continues, often in the name of profit, comfort, or ignorance. And yet, unlike the dinosaurs, we have something they never did: the power to choose. In 2010, a global pact was signed at the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity. 20 ambitious goals, protecting ecosystems, reducing pollution, preventing extinctions, were drawn. But by 2020, only 6 had been partially achieved. Now, a new deadline looms: 2030. A pledge called the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework aims to protect 30% of Earth's land and oceans, cut pollution in half, and curb extinction to fewer than 20 species a year. Time is running out. The clock that once ticked for the dinosaurs now ticks for us. But unlike them, we write the script of our future. We can replant what's been lost. We can protect what still breathes. We can change what we consume, how we live, and what we value. Or we can continue on the path we're on, burning through this miracle of a planet until all that remains is the echo of what was. This isn't just about saving animals or forests. It's about saving the conditions that allow life, our life, to continue. If the dinosaurs had a warning, it came too late. For us, the warning has already arrived. The question is, will we listen? 3. When the sky fell, the asteroid that changed everything. It began with a shadow. Not the kind that creeps slowly over a hill or passes quietly beneath a cloud. This shadow came from the stars, an asteroid, 10 to 15 kilometers wide, hurtling toward Earth at 30 kilometers per second. Faster than a bullet. Heavier than every skyscraper on the planet combined. And carrying within it the power to end worlds. The day was like any other in the late Cretaceous. Giant herbivores grazed near riverbanks. Raptors stalked prey beneath towering ferns. The mighty Tyrannosaurus rex, with its crushing jaws and thunderous steps, reigned supreme over the forests of what would one day become North America. Life had reached its peak, diverse, thriving, unstoppable. Until the sky tore open. The asteroid struck near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, creating the Chicxulub crater, 180 kilometers wide and over 20 kilometers deep. The energy unleashed was equal to 100 trillion tons of TNT. In a single instant, forests turned to flame. Shockwaves shattered stone. And tsunamis hundreds of meters high raced across ancient seas. What the impact didn't destroy immediately, the aftershocks of the apocalypse did. Ash and vaporized rock were thrown into the sky, encircling the globe in a choking shroud. The sun disappeared behind a curtain of dust. For months, possibly years, no light reached the Earth's surface. Temperatures plunged. Photosynthesis halted. Plants died. Herbivores starved. Carnivores followed. A nuclear winter had begun. And then came the acid rain. As sulfur dioxide mixed with atmospheric moisture, it rained fire and acid across the planet. Forests that had survived the initial blast burned again. Oceans acidified. Coral reefs collapsed. The food chain, delicate and interwoven, snapped apart. In total, over 75% of all species on Earth vanished, including every non-avian dinosaur. No matter how big, fast, or fearsome, they could not outrun extinction. But not everything died. Beneath the soil, in rivers and burrows, life clung on. Tiny mammals, amphibians, lizards, and some birds found shelter in the chaos. They were not the strongest, but they were the most adaptable. In the ruins of the old world, they became the seeds of the new. And so began a new chapter. The asteroid did not merely end the reign of dinosaurs, it reset the stage of evolution. In the silence that followed the impact, mammals emerged. Over millions of years, they diversified, filled the ecological gaps, and gave rise to creatures that would shape the future. Including us. The story of the asteroid is not just a tale of destruction. It is a lesson in humility, a reminder that nothing is truly permanent. That life is fragile, and that the forces of the cosmos, indifferent and immense, can rewrite history in a single breath. But perhaps the most haunting truth is this. If the asteroid had missed Earth by just a few minutes, dinosaurs might still walk among us. humanity, as we know it, might never have existed. Our rise was not guaranteed. It was an accident of timing. And now, as we gaze into the sky, tracking near-Earth asteroids with satellites and science, we ask a quiet question. If the sky were to fall again, would we be ready this time? They say the dinosaurs never saw it coming. But we have no such excuse. In the ashes of their extinction, we rose. Now, we stand at the edge of our own chapter in Earth's history. The question is, will we read the signs in time, or will we become just another layer in the rock? Thank you for watching. And remember, the past doesn't sleep. It waits.